In this video, I will tell you how to create a MongoDB database on MongoDB Atlas Cloud. So far we have downloaded and installed our MongoDB along with MongoDB shell on our local machines, but it will be a good idea to have it on the MongoDB Atlas Cloud so that it is accessed from anywhere from in the world, from any machine, any computer. Alright, and cloud is the buzzword these days, so it is always good to have it on the cloud and access it from the cloud at your own convenience without having to have the same machine or having it installed in many machines wherever you want to work. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. So without getting into more words, let's see what are the steps. So these are the summary of steps and we'll go one by one. I will tell you each and every step in details. First is sign up for MongoDB Atlas. So this is the site mongodb.com/product platform Atlas database. I can sign up or sign in. Okay. And the next step is create a new project, create a new cluster, and a few more steps like configure network access, create a new database user, connect to your cluster, configure your application, create the database and collection, insert documents into the collection. So we'll look through each of these steps in detail. So let's start with signing up for the MongoDB Atlas. So I will sign in. So once on MongoDB, log into your account. So I can either sign up or log in with Google. Let me log in with Google. So once I click this, I have to choose my Google account and click on continue to sign on to mongodb.com. So I already have a Kaushik demo Atlas project here, but you can always create a new project if you are coming for the first time. So my Mongo Atlas organization, and go back and I can also create a new project. It was an old project which was there on my account, Google account. So I'll create a new project to show you from everything from the start. Name your project. So you can give it a unique name. Project names have to be unique within the organization and their restriction. So or I can just straight away write MongoDB for Udemy. Use tags to efficiently label and categorize your projects. Okay, I may choose to go for the next. Let me not add any tags. These are optional. Key value pairs. I'll click on next. So MongoDB for Udemy. And I am the project owner. There is no other owner. So I can add members, but I choose not to and create the project. It will take a while to create the project. So we can tick off. I have signed up for MongoDB Atlas and I have created a new project. Next is to create a new cluster. Let's go back to MongoDB. So create a cluster. Click on create. Alright, so I have got a few choices. Deploy your cluster $10.12 per hour and serverless. And this is the free. This is the one which is of interest to me because it is free for learning and exploring MongoDB in a cloud environment. Storage is this 512 MB, RAM shared and vCPU shared. Okay, and name this cluster cluster 0. You cannot change the name once the cluster is created. Let me rename it as Kaushik cluster and region Sydney, AP, Southeast 2 by choice. I am situated in Auckland, New Zealand. So Sydney is probably the best choice. It's automatically selected for me. Nearest also. And then I click on create deployment. Now here I see connect to Kaushik cluster, add a connection IP address. So my current IP address has been added to enable local connectivity. Add another later in the network. If I choose to, I can add, but I'm happy with my current IP address. The first user will have at less admin permission for this project. Username, password is there, and then I can copy this detail. Okay, and then I'll put it somewhere on my notepad in a secret place. Now I have changed my password and I've clicked on hide, and I've also copied it for records, and I can create another database user. So, okay, you need to secure your MongoDB Atlas cluster. Your current IP address has been added to enable local connectivity and another later in network access. A database user has been added to this project. Create another user later in database access. You will need your database user's credentials in the next step. Choose a connection method. Okay, click on choose a connection method. Connect to your application drivers. Access your Atlas data using MongoDB's native drivers like Node.js, Go, etc. Compass, Shell, MongoDB for VS Code, Atlas SQL. So my driver is C#.NET. This is 2.13 or later, and then the following command line. .NET add package MongoDB.driver. Install your driver. View MongoDB.NET driver installation instruction. It is already there in my application. Okay, so this is the connection string. Show password. I will not show any password. And this is the connection string to your application code. Now I'll have to change my connection string, existing connection string, into my application code. Okay. So now we have come up to this stage of connecting. All right. So I have to click on connect. This has already been done because I have got this driver C#.NET 2.13 version or later. So I've got a later version already in my code, which has been updated for ASP.NET 8, which is the latest one. So I will click on done and then go for add data. Now create, there are a few options as you can see. Create dataset. I will go for create dataset, and you can, if you have the similar situation for loading sample data, you can load sample data or migrate data, import file, but those options are not for my context. So I have to create a database on Atlas. I can go for creating database on Atlas, add data directly in Atlas interface, or I can add data through a connected application, or I can create via Mongo Shell. But Mongo Shell is on the local machine, and you can also create the Mongo Shell. You can download and install it and then connect it via Atlas Cloud, but I wish to create plainly through the Atlas interface. And you can start, give it a name, create database on Atlas. Now my database name will be customer because it is all about customer. Okay, and the collection name, enter name for your collection, customers. So it is natural to understand or think that if you have got a database name as customer database, then it will have a collection of customers, right? Okay, and then it will be deployed on the Kaushik cluster, and insert JSON document to collection optional, create database. Let me create the database first. Okay, click on create database. Customer is deployed under Kaushik cluster. Okay, so all right, customers collection. Now this customer collections need to be actually written. Insert document. So you have the customers database, you have the customers collection, and then I can insert some document. I can straight away use this interface, which is much easier. Insert documents. Okay, so object ID is string. Now these things I can fill. So our model shows that it has got customer ID, name, age, and salary. So I'll have to make it. I will create the document and insert it. I will come back again. So just to show you, it was by default the object ID was already there, and I inserted customer ID, and it is int 32. You have got a few choices. Int 32 is the nearest to int in the C#. So, and name, the next field is name. As per our model, let us hardcode a name, Robert, which is a string, and then I can add another one, add field after name. So here, the name after name, we have got the age, and age is arbitrary age, say 34, and age is again int 32 because age we declared as int in the model. And then finally add field after age. This is the salary field, okay, which is an integer again. Salary. And salary is say 1500. Okay, and then click on insert. Inserting documents. It is loading the documents. Okay, now you can see it is in front of you. You've got a customer database and a customers collection, and the first record is inserted. Okay, so I have the choice of inserting other documents. Insert document again, and I can choose another customer ID with a different name, age, and salary, or I will use the CRUD application to do all of that.